today we'll try to understand network ports and their range. So the range starts from 0 to 65335, and as you can see, it's divided into three different categories. Well-known ports, the range starts from 0 to 1023. Register ports, the range starts from 1024 to 49151. And the dynamic ports range starts from 49152 to 65535. So let's take an example. Imagine a city with roads, highways, and addresses. Like, let's say each road leads to a specific building, right? And just like how the internet has ports to direct traffic to different services, similarly, like roads will uh, lead to a different specific building. But what exactly are ports in networking? Let's break it down in the simplest way possible. So, what are ports? Every time when you visit a website, send an email, or watch a YouTube video, your device communicates with another device on the internet. But how does it know where to send your request? That's where the ports come in. So let's take an example like mailbox with label slots for emails, web browsing, and gaming. Think of ports like different mailboxes in an apartment. Just like each mailbox is assigned to a different person, network ports helps to route data to right service. So you can look into the range. So the range of ports, there are like as I said, total 65536 including 0. The range starts from 0 to 65535, and there are like total 65536 ports in networking. But don't worry, like you don't have to uh, remember or memorize all of them. They are like divided into three main categories, as you can see on the screen, like well-known ports, registered, and dynamic, or you can also consider that as private ports. So well-known ports are like they are let's take an example like well-known ports. If you can see on the screen, there's a range which starts from 0 to 1023, and we can take an example like a busy highway with road signs. So there are like major highways in a city that are assigned to well-known services. For example, let's take ports like port 80 is for regular website. You can consider that for a local road, and port 443 is for secure websites over HTTPS. We can consider those are signs, and port 25 is for sending emails SMTP. So this is we can take this as an example and consider like all the well-known ports are in the range of 0 to 1023. And registered ports, if you can see, the range starts from 1024 to 49125. Like let's take an example here again. A city with smaller roads like leading to different businesses, like these ports are used by specific applications or companies. Let's say if you use apps like Zoom or Skype, they communicate through this port range, which is 1024 to 49151. So this is where they communicate. I mean, the apps like Zoom and Skype, they communicate through this ports. And coming to the last category, which is dynamic ports, the range it starts from 49152 to 65535. So let's take another example like random houses on a street, each with changing address, right? These are like temporary ports assigned when you browse the internet or use online services. But how it happens is like your computer randomly picks one of these ports for communicating and releases it when the communication is done or when the work is done. It will release that particular port. So that's how it happens, like dynamic and private ports. and the range you can see it's 49125 to 65535. So I'll repeat this again, like your computer randomly picks one of these ports for communication and releases it when done. So let's move on to the next slide. Why should you care about ports, right? Let's say there's a hacker trying to sneak into into a locked door. If you can see on the screen, like understanding ports is crucial for security. Like hackers often scan ports, like open ports, to find vulnerabilities. That's why like firewalls block unnecessary ports to keep our network safe. And let's see this example where like security guard is trying to lock unused doors. Think of like firewalls as a security guard for applications and networks who only allows trusted traffic through specific doors. And to conclude, like we'll recap well-known ports, registered and dynamic ports. So next time when you hear about network ports, just remember like they are like doors that direct internet traffic. Some are like always open for essential services, while the other ones are assigned as needed. And that's how the internet keeps things running smoothly. So I'll repeat this again to conclude. The range starts from 0 to 65535, and the total ports are 65536, including 0. And they are divided into three different categories. Well known ports, the range starts from 0, 1023, 1023. That's the range for well known ports. And the register ports, 1024 to 49151. And for dynamic and private ports, their range starts from 49152 to 65535. That's about it for this video. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, subscribe for more tech videos. Thank you.